Okay, good morning everyone. So I am the next reporter. Before we start our formal discussion, who can lead the prayer? Okay, Mr. Dan, can you lead the prayer?
Okay. Wait lang, pinayan sa ako ang titing. Okay, tayo mananalangin. Iyo ko ang mga ulit sa kitang mga mata. Ama, maraming salamat po sa hapong ito. Maraming salamat po sa panibagong buhay na ibinigay niyo sa amin. At Ama, sana po gabayan niyo po kami, lalong-lalo na po ang mag-uulat sa hapong ito. Sana po mayroon po silang knowledge na maibahagi sa amin. At sana din po, Ama, ilayo niyo po kami sa anumang uling kapahamakan. Alam ko pong pinipinig yung aking panalangin. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, dakila namin tagapagligtas. Amen.
Okay, thank you. Before we begin, who among you can recall our last topic? Another hand. Okay, Miss Jameline.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, we've tackled last meeting about the different tools that we use in about playing Arnis, and also we talk about the history backhand of Arnis. That's all.
Okay, very good. So this afternoon, I will discuss the basic rules of Arnis. Who can read the first rule? Okay, Miss Barrett. Barrett.
Sweet ako sweet. Polio Marie Chris. Nakik ko ano kay Barrett.
Okay, Polio.
Basic rules. Arnis is a combative sport played by two individuals in a court measuring 26.24 feet or 8 meters into 26.24 feet with a smooth and clean surface. Players are paired or matched according to the division of weight categories. The minimum temperature for an outdoor competition shall not be below 25 degrees Celsius, and for indoor competition, the temperature should not be above 25 degrees Celsius or 61 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so the first basic rule is Arnis is a combative sport. So when we say combative sport, it is a competitive sport that usually involves one-on-one combat or one-on-one fight. Who among you can give me an example of combative sport? Anyone? Okay, when we say
Boxing.
okay, very good. Boxing is one of the example of combative sport. So, okay. I have a wrestling. Okay. So, I have another question. Why it is important to play Arnis in a smooth and clean surface? Joanne Bangkuang, you're raising your hand.
Okay, so we need to play Arnis in a smooth and clean surface in order for us to avoid accident when doing Arnis, when playing Arnis. Then another reason is that para comfortable ba? Tapos comfortable, then maka-avoid ng accident. Then okay na simply.
Another hand. Another idea. Okay, Iljan Barit.
Lakyo niya sa iyong question.
Okay, Lakyo. Why is it important to play Arnis in a smooth and clean surface?
So why Arnis why Arnis playing smooth and clean surface? It is for me, I believe it is because it is this sport is this sport is combat sport. So we need in order for them para ma-safety sila o kung kailangan smooth or kaning clean surface ang ilaang kung asa dapat sila magdula para dili. Kay for example, kay akong nabantayan po sa init kay nakita mo ko ani kung sa sila mo kuan, they are not wearing shoes. So dapat smooth and clean surface because kay basig na yung mga bato-bato ba dira or na yung mga kuan nga pwedeng makakuan sa ilang mga sila ganing the accident sa ilang or injury sa ilang tail. So mora to ang paminaw nganong it is important nga kailangan sa smooth and clean surface ni ikuan ang kaning siya klase nga kuan nga combat or team sport. Okay.
Okay.
Sports like combat sport.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lacchio. So, the surface must be flat and smooth, not be elevated from the ground. The playing surface must be clean and free from foreign objects that may endanger or cause injury to the players. So, it is prohibited. So, when we say prohibited, it is not permitted to hold any competition on a rough, slippery, or soiled surface. So, it is very important that in playing Arnis, it should be smooth and clean surface to avoid injury. Do you understand, class?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay, very good. So let's proceed. Let's proceed to the third one. So the minimum temperature for an outdoor competition shall not below 25 degrees Celsius, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and for indoor competition, the temperature should not be above 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So, next slide. Okay, who can read the next basic rule?
Wajong, ma'am.
Okay, Wajong.
Okay, so the basic rules. Arnis is a combative sport played by two individuals in a court measuring 26.24 feet, 8 meters into 26.24 feet, or 8 meters. So with a smooth and clean surface. So players are paired match according to the division or of weight category. So the minimum temperature for an outdoor competition shall not be below 2.5 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And for indoor competition, the temperature should not be above 25 degrees Celsius or 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so players are paired match according to that division of weight category. So it is very important in playing Arnis. It dapat na meron siyang division of weight category. So in playing Arnis, it has a division of weight categories wherein both individuals are paired so that there is no bias. Diba? Lisod po, ang isa dako, tas ang isa gamay. So dili sila. So mahimo nga bias ang competition. So it should be matched if because if it is not, the game will be biased. So did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next slide.
Yes, September.
Next slide, madam. Okay. You can read.
Then,
Okay, to then.
okay, the basic rules. Okay, lighting apparatus is located above the free space. And before the game starts, players must be positioned in the playing area so that the red-coded player is on the right side of the referee and the blue-coded player is on the left side.
Okay, do you have any idea?
Okay, so one of the basic rules when we are playing when we are playing Arnis, dapat lighting apparatus is located above the free space. I don't know what is. As a lighting apparatus, I think yung mga tools or yung tools na nagamitin is yung magagaan lang. I don't know. So here, before the game starts, so bago magsisimula ang isang laro, is dapat yung mga players is nakaposisyon na sa playing area. Dapat hindi na sila magulat, tawagon pa sila nga dito na sila sa dapat mo ato, dapat sila mismo na mo ato na sila sa ilang playing area para mo-locate kung asa dito ang red-coded player o ang blue-coded player para ma-identify na siya.
Okay,
Thank
very
you.
well answered. Very good. Another idea. Miss Makabinta, do you have any idea?
Wala na sweet.
Okay. So, lighting apparatus is located above the free space. Yes, of course. Lighting apparatus is located above the free space. It must not cause any reflection to the surface and must not affect the vision of the players. Kasi kung what if your lighting apparatus is naalang siya sa kilid sa court. So, na tendency nga ang light mas maka-affect sa players. So, understand na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, are you familiar with sa boxing, 'di ba? Na as you notice nga sa before magdigin ang competition, 'di ba, ang isa is nasa left side and ang isa nasa sa right side. So para ma-determine nga kani siya sa red coded ug ang isa blue coded. So parehas ra na sila sa Arnis. Kasabot ra? Did you
Yes,
understand, guys? Okay, very good. So let's proceed. Next slide, madam.
Apa sa jud ko.
Next slide. Next slide, dam. Okay. Participants who can read. Okay, Elgin Bar. Okay, Makabinta.
Ako to sweet?
Apo, ikaw.
Participants. Number 1, compositions. Men's team may consist of a maximum of 11 players. 1 player per weight division, 1 coach, 1 trainer, 1 medical doctor, and 2 officiating review judges or RJs licensed by Arnis. Same composition for women's team, boys team, and girls team.
Okay, thank you. Do you have an idea?
So the composition of participants here in the men's team, it is consists of 11 players. So naay isa ka sa weight division, ay isa ka coach, na isa ka trainer, na isa ka medical doctor, na isa ka officiating review judges. Nung dayon, the same na po siya sa women's team of boys team and girls team. Yan lang po.
Okay, very good. So, in playing Arnis, there are 11 players. So, 1 player per weight division. So, 1 coach. So, in playing Arnis, it should have a coach and a trainer. 1 medical doctor and 2 officiating review judges and licensed by Arnis. So, men and women's team is the same. So, did you understand? Very understandable lang naman din siya. So, okay, proceed. Another slide. Okay, participants who can read.
Andaw daw.
Okay, and now,
Pagkasa daw?
please read.
Ako was the big thing. Participants number 2 qualifications. The player shall meet the requirements of the weight division in which they are to compete. The player should be physically and mentally fit to compete and submit the medical certification with the tournament form. A sex test may also occur if a player's identity, real sex, is in doubt. Drug test may also take place if in doubt.
Okay.
Ayun.
Do you have any idea?
yan daw.
Okay, another who can share their insights. Miss Bangkuang? Neil Jane
Sweetly, ay na lang po.
Okay.
Okay, so in order for you to qualify in playing Arnis, you should follow or meet the requirements of the weight division. So the player should be physically and mentally fit. Like, alam naman kung kanang dili siya physically o mentally fit, niya di kay siya ka-focus o kanang ana-ana. So dali kay tira sa iyang kalaban, dali siya makuan, dali siya mapili. So another thing is sex test. So important po na siya in order to identify. Then another one is drug test. Ano lang po.
Okay, Miss Bugyas, do you have an idea? Are you there, Miss Bugyas? Okay. Okay. So number 2 is the qualifications. The player shall meet the age requirements set by the organizing committee on a specific category. So the player shall be physically and mentally fit to compete as a certified by a licensed medical practitioner from the applicant's origin. So in special cases, the official tournament physician may certify the player's fitness. Di ka madunggan. This should be submitted together with the competition form. So you can compete without the competition form. For in order for you to compete, you should first have first the competition form. Okay, understand? So the player shall fill up. Okay, so the player shall fill up a competition form and it should be properly and completely accomplished. So, as what I have said, you can't join if there is no a competition form. Okay, understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Sex test may also be required in cases where there are doubts in the real sex of the player. So, drug test also be required in cases where there are doubts. So, players must have full knowledge of the rules of the game. So, did you understand, class? Any qualifications? Any suggestions or any violations? Any qualifications? Sige, okay. Let's proceed. Okay, so fouls. So, who wants to read? Mancinero.
Okay, fouls. First, you have the striking or thrusting to the groin. Ganito na po sa hon?
Apa.
Okay. First, striking or thrusting to the groin. Second, blocking with the use of the arm. Third, striking or thrusting using both hands. Fourth, any approaching hand, head, body, legs, arms, stick, and other similar movements. If a player steps out of the playing area, then hitting a player at the back area from the back of the head to the buttocks is considered foul unless the opponent intentionally turns his back. And then last, if a player delays the game for more than 10 seconds. So based on what I've read, so these following are considered as foul. Kasi there is the first, kapatid was striking and thrusting to the groin. The goal of every Arnis or the Arnesador is to strike a point, not to injure its opponent. So,
Okay. So, striking. When we say striking, just like kanapitang example kaniyang Arnis. For example lang ha. So, if you strike, mo na, di ba na ako'y gigunitan nga, wait lang ha. So, as if nga kani is kanang ang katong stick. So, if you strike or thrusting, when we say thrusting, a strong continued pressure to push or drive with force. So, if you strike or thrust the groin, diba, ang groin is katong murag brief nga ikuan sa player. You still remember what is groin? Guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Katong grip, katong
So,
malabit na siya katong sa handle, katong ginabutang.
Yes. So, if you strike or thrust the groin, so it is considered as a foul. Did you understand what is strike and thrust? So, ang strike is kanang i-ana dito. Example, kanang stick. So, if you strike or thrust, nga gamit kani nga stick, if you strike or thrust the groin, so it is considered as a foul. So, okay, let's move on. So, blocking with the use of the arm. So, when you say block, kanang nani o kani i-block nimo. Tapos, if you use your hand, your arm to block, so it is considered also a foul. So, if you block, you should use the stick to block the stick of your opponent. Understand? Guys?
Yes po.
Okay. So, striking or thrusting using both hands. So, just like what I've said, kung ang striking is kanang i-ana nimo, tas ang thrust is so, di ba, kani mo strike ko one hand lang. Tapos ang thrust is ana, pero og magamit kag idungan nimo ang imong two hands, if igamit nimo og strike og thrust, so it is considered also as a foul. So, dapat before you play before ka mo play og Arnis, you should know the dapat kahibalo ka og unsa ang dapat og dili dapat, so that ma-avoid nimo ang mga fouls. So, any act of pushing hand, head, body, legs, arm, stick, and other similar movement, it is considered also a foul. So, di ba ang artist kanira man jud, so imong ikuan ang isang stick tapos mo push ka tapos imong ikuan ang imong head sa imong opponent, it is considered also a foul. So, understandable naman jud pud kay siya. So, if a player step out of the playing area, so, di ba natay court that measured, sa ganito yung measured 28 point something nata, basta once you step out the court, so it is considered as a foul. So, dapat ug naa lang jud ka sa area, dapat dito lang jud mo mag fight, dili na ug makalapas na ka, so foul na to. So, if hitting a player at the back area from the back of the head to the buttocks is considered foul unless the opponent intentionally turns his back. Okay. So, if ikaw ang opponent, if imong i-strike if imong i-hit sa gamit imong stick ang imong opponent, kay intentionally nimo nga gituyo jud nimo og kanang hit nga pabak, unless kung ang imong kontra ni talikod. So, mahimo na siya, dili na siya nga foul, mahimo na nag-score sa isa. Dapat, pag muhit ka, dapat kanang ni-action siya og talikod. Kay, kung wala, kung imora jud siyang gi-intention og kanang hit nga imo jud gituyo nga para ma-hit nimo ang yang likod, so it is considered as a foul. So, if a player delays the game for more than 10 seconds, so it is a foul. Okay, next slide. Understand ra? Next slide.
Yes, it.
Next slide, Jang. Okay. Miss Medillo, please read.
Fouls.
Yes.
If a player, nabundan na ko.
Apo.
Fouls. If a player hits multiple strike or thrust to one body part,
when the command of hit to or stop or lie separate, any player who attacks shall be given foul, but if the command and the attack falls at the same time, then this would not be considered as foul. A player who commits foul is given F1 or foul 1, foul 2, and foul 3 as per the case mentioned in the scoreboard. Number ikaupat, when a player hits 3 fouls, then the player is declared the loser by the referee for the particular round.
Okay, do you have an idea?
Tanan sweet.
Ang isa lang. First bullet. First bullet.
Okay. If a player hits multiple strike or thrust to one body part, ambot siya na ay.
Okay.
Joke lang, wala ko pala.
So, if a player hits multiple strikes or thrust to one body part, it is considered as a foul. So, example, kani ang stick. So, if i-hit, just like kani ang tawo. So, if i-hit na ko siya at the same part lang, at the same part of his, example, laki ni siya ha, kung gi-strike na ko sa the same part sa iyang body, so kani gihawak na ko siya. So, og ikatulo na ko siya gi-strike dire, ikatulo, so consider na siya nga foul. Kay if pero og muhit ka sa lain nga part nga bisag ikatulo, so dili ra na siya ma-consider. Kay ang gikuan diri kung ang foul is ang foul is if you strike your opponent 3 times at the same part of his body.
Balik-balikan mo siya dito with the same part.
Mo na siya ang foul. So, the second one is when the command of hinto, stop, or hiwalay, separate, any player who attacks shall be given foul, but if the command and the attack fall at the same time, then this would not be considered as a foul. So, di ba ang referee is mag-command siya o stop na. So, if ang, di ba naman jay tendency nga, kanang masakitan o kanang, dili man nato malikayan nga, if masakitan na jud kay siya, tapos giingnan sa referee og stop, tapos mubalis pagyapon siya. So, it is considered as a foul. Tapos, the next one is a player who commits foul is given foul 1, foul 2, and foul 3 as per the case mentioned in the scoreboard. So, katong mga players nga nakakommit na og mga foul is tagaan og foul 1, foul 2, foul 3 is isulat na siya sa scoreboard. So, when a player commits 3 fouls, then the player is declared the loser by the referee for the particular round. So, if the players commit 3 fouls, then it is declared as a loser. So, did you understand, everyone? Understand, ra?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's all. That's all out today. Thank you, everyone, for thank you for your cooperation. Thank you jud kayo, guys. Okay, that's all. So, ilista rin ako kung kinsa tayo nag-participate. Tapos, isend rin ako kay sir. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Screenshot lang. Screenshot. Dire. Bye. Screenshot na ko ang ano. Screenshot na kong attendance. Ay, isulat ra sa ano. Isulat ra sa GC. Bye. Wala man dirang printer.
Ayan, busy kaya ako mga kagrupo. You're so very good.
Bye. Saan man ako na pares naman natin mong gibuhat.
Dili na siya band paper, libro lang. Pero back-to-back yapon. Balikan na lang niya.
Uy, mag-report pa ko.
Ha?
Mag-report
Dili,
pa ko. Nag-record ba ako, gago?